The auxiliary, that's why the auxiliary is closed now. Yeah? So we're not running the auxiliary. So the auxiliary, these only have a air heater controller. This is all they have electric. There's nothing else on the auxiliary. And then you have for the main generator, which is running now, when it's normal running condition, it will give you the Lubrimix by LSC and the date and the time and all that. If you have any alarms, it will turn into red and it will give you something here. For example, if I close the valve now, I'm losing my regulated air. As soon as we don't have air going through the mist head, the heater will switch off. That's why we have an air temperature as well, red. And then we have the mist pressure is gone, little by little, because it's blowing through the reclassifier, nothing is going out, and it's dying. And then the density will go down as well slowly. Now 48, it will go down. But it will take time because still there is mist inside, no? A little bit, still you can see. This valve here, we call it an oil mist inspection valve. So all you do when the system is running. So now if I try to clear the alarms, I cannot clear because everything has to be green. So if I open my air, everything will have to be going to normal because we didn't touch anything. So little by little, now the mid pressure is going up, 30 and so on, and it's going to reach 50 millibar. So 50 millibar is the most important part of the oil mist generator. So 50 millibar is the pressure above the oil level into that pipe. You put a gauge into the 2-inch pipe, or you put a gauge on the manifold on the pump, you will get 50 millibar. So this is the oil mist pressure. So
what do you think that's about for this?
oil mist inspection bar. So you can see the mist here.
Okay, inspection only. Okay.
Yeah, just to have a look at it. If we do a calibration on the system, we use this connection.
And feel it from here, huh?
Yeah, to feel from here, you see. Now, to feel from here, normally, sorry, let me. No, wait. So if you don't do, which a lot of people make the mistake, but it's not going to kill you because only 50 millibar. So you can open now. Yeah, that's what I told you to keep away. So that's it. You cannot put oil now because you get the oil mist blowing out. So you need to close it. You run your auxiliary. You see the valve closed. Now you can feel. Now there is no pressure anymore. But this one is running now. All you need to do when you put the auxiliary, you can put the power to the auxiliary now. The air heater will go up to 49 degrees C. That's it. But the most important thing is the 20 inches here.
Just put the power.
20, 22, no problem. Huh?
Just we have to rotate this one.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you can see it here. Now it's already 40.
Don't need to press anything. Don't need to press any button.
No. That's it. All you need to do is to make sure that you have 20 here. 20 inches, which is 50 millibar. Here, I don't know why they don't put it in bar, but you have 500 millimeters also, which is the same as 50 millibar.
No, it's better than us.
So if you increase the air, then its pressure goes up. If you decrease the air, its pressure goes down. The same with this one. But here, you can see it on the screen.
Yeah.
So let me put it back to play. And then we move back to this.
This now closed.
No, it's open. Yeah.
Okay.
So once you're happy with this 20, and you can check the mist also on this generator by pulling. Each generator, each tank has a relief valve, a safety relief valve.
Yeah.
You can also manually operate it. So here, that's a very nice mixture. So everything is okay here. This is the mixed head for the auxiliary. This is the one that is mixing the air with the oil right now from this tank. That's your air supply, which I showed you before, right?
Yes.
So the air supply, I told you, is divided by 3. So you can see the 3 valves in the front. Then you have 3 regulators as well.
So this now is mixing now. This one.
This is the one making the oil mix now. Yeah, mixing.
Because it's switches. You change it.
Because we're running the auxiliary.
The
Yeah.
normal one.
Now we put the normal one. Is that one there? You see it's the same.
You can, yeah.
So you got 2 of the same.
Yeah. But the air from where it will come?
From here. You see the regulator?
Okay.
From the regulator is coming here.
It will mix here, huh?
Yeah. Here is where this is the vortex.
Vortex.
Yeah.
The vortex.
And this is the little pump that is transferring the oil from one tank to the other.
This is a piston, right? Can you make one more time?
So well, when I do that, if I do one, I'm putting the oil here. If I do both, I'm gonna put the oil in here.
You have to do both
Yeah.
for that one?
Both for the auxiliary, it's just coming off.
If we need makeup.
So two, if you do this one, nothing happens. Because this is only a bypass. So when you pump, the oil will bypass to this one. If this one is closed, the oil will come to this one manually. But normally it's not automatic. Yeah, it's pushing the oil from here to here automatically. This is the bulk tank, 284 liters, 38 liters, 38 liters. So you close here. If you want to change the filter, for example, now we go back to the main. Yeah, we close the auxiliary, switch on the power. Now I'm running the main. Normally the machine goes 2 times through the little lights and then it starts.
The level is this. Level should be.
Yeah, always the same. The machine is always
You switch the power from 1 to 2. Right?
yeah, from 2 to 1 now. So now it's red, but everything is normal here.
Yes.
So you have a clear bottom here. You keep it pressed, and now it's green. So it's all running. What do you check? The mist pressure. It's the most important thing. But we're gonna have to wait. Yeah, somebody was playing with this because yesterday the pump was like this, and now when I just adjusted, no, it was faster when we came.
From where we can see the oil pressure?
And you press the button that says mist pressure.
On the screen. 65 millibar.
What is the regulated pressure? 1 second. Let me. Yeah, yesterday the regulated pressure.
65 now.
Yeah, which is too much. Yesterday it was 1 point. The regulated pressure is 1.14, I think. So what you do now that you can adjust it, you see the mist pressure, and I want you to bring it down to 50 knots. Now that like that you increase.
No.
Clockwise you increase and anti-clockwise you decrease. So you see your regulated pressure. It should be about 1 point. I think it was 1.15. No, 1.33. We will see.
Now 63 millibar.
Down, 50. That is the same pressure from the screen should be. That's the mist pressure. So you have a gauge, an analog gauge, and you have the screen. So both are the same pressure. The pressure that we're reading now, the mist pressure, is reading from here. That one is reading the mist pressure. This is the mist pressure. These two boxes here, you got the power supply for the machine. You got AC power and DC power. So the motherboard is here. Here you have all the fuses and all the AC power, which is for the air heater. Basically, the air heater is only this AC power. The DC power is 24 volts. Here, okay, you have the transformer in here, and then 24 volts is coming here. And all the accessories, all the sensors are coming here. So the motherboard, the controller is on this side.
AC for the
You see that noise that you can hear now is the cooler. You can see it blowing here. It's the vortex that's on the top. Normally,
Where is the cooler?
it will come automatically when it's more than 32 degrees. Inside the panel, that will open. So now it's blowing through
This
the
one is working before.
That is a main
No issues, huh?
for the big tank.
I think you understand him?
When you read the 200, when you look at the oil level, you can press the oil level now. What is the oil level? 240 liters, 245, I don't know. 250,
Oil level 251 liter.
251. So that is the oil level in the big tank, and that reading that you're getting there is from here. Level transmitter. So you have three pressure safety release valves. For the oil mist, you have one each, which is this one, and the one that I opened there, which is the same. For the mist pressure, for some reason the mist pressure goes too high, then this one will pop off. And you have the oil supply relief valve, which is this one, which is coming from the pump. Yeah, the pump is pumping the oil here, and this one, if it's more than, I think it's set to 150 psi. Yeah, if it's more than 150 psi, that valve will open and bypass the oil to the tank. We have, the main. So your mist pressure now is too low. If you check the mist pressure there, you maybe have
29.
Yeah, you need to increase. We need 50. So this is my mist density monitor. If you have a problem with the density, this is the one.
Yeah.
Everything is here anyway. This is the controller that is here. And this is what is here. AC power.
So, in routine time, you can check light only. Is it green or okay?
If this thing is okay, no, but you need to check the mist pressure. Sorry. You come here and you check your mist pressure, and it should be 50. .33 I think I work here. Mist density now 52. That is okay. Normally I adjusted around 50. 55, 45, I'm okay with that. Because they might change a little bit. When it's hotter, maybe I give you a little bit higher. In the winter time, I go a little bit lower because the oil temperature is changing a little bit. So very simple. So we have the air supply. It's divided by 3. From the 3, we go into the pump. We go to the main generator, which is this mist head. And we go to the auxiliary, which is the other mist head. It's very straightforward. You can see it here. This is your air supply. It goes through the mist head, soaking the oil, mixing, and then the oil mist is coming out of here. See that pipe? It's the same pipe. There is no valve that can block anything. So you have, this is what is keeping the oil level in this tank. This is what is controlling that pump. So every time the level is asking for to make up, it will open the air for the pump, which is controlled with a solenoid valve. So this is basically opening and closing a solenoid valve, which is in the backside. The backside of this box, right there, you have a solenoid valve with a gauge. That gauge is the pressure that is going to the pump, the pressure from here. If I increase the pressure, the pump goes faster, the pump goes slower. Now, normally
you need to do something on the main one.
per second. So you don't want it too fast. If you put the pump too fast, you will damage the pump. That's about normal. Tack, 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 tack.
So the pump doesn't work continuously, right?
No, only to make up this oil. And every day, maybe 2-3 times.
It should be done automatically.
Automatically, yeah. You don't have to do anything.
Only
You
for
test
the
it manually.
Just to take level from here, liquid from here to this side.
That's it.
For making here, maybe every 1 week or something.
No, every day. We 150. I'm going to write down here, man. This machine is normally there is a sticker where you write down the commissioning readings when we started the machine. So in 10 years time, that should be the same. For example, I don't care about my air temperature. What I care most is the regulated air.
And
Is 1.33.
okay.
This pressure is 50. And that is what is, for me, that is the main thing. I don't care what is the air temperature because it's 49 degrees always. And you can have it on the manual that is set to 49. Oil temperature, remember we don't have an oil heater. Oil temperature is going to be pretty much the same of the ambient temperature. So ambient temperature now is 41. The oil temperature is only 35 because in the night it's coming up down to what, 26 degrees. So it's still not heating up, but it's normally about the ambient temperature. Now it's about 35, that's okay. My oil level here is this oil level, yeah? The oil level in the main tank. Supply air is the air coming inside into my machine. And it's reading there is a pressure transducer mounted on the manifold that is behind this. There is a manifold which is divided in three, 1, 2, 3. That's the manifold. We have a sensor for the supply air. Regulated air. Regulated air is the air coming from here. The reading for that is coming from this sensor here. That is the regulated air coming here. That's my air pressure coming from the regulator. Okay? Supply oil pressure. That's the pressure that is right here, right now. That's the pressure supply from here to here. You see, if I press the pump, you can see that number going up and down. You see? 7 point. So